Chris Mackowski for Emerging Civil War. It is the 155th anniversary of the fight at the Mule Salient at Spotsylvania Courthouse. I'm standing out there today. It is a wet, soggy May 12th, which of course makes it historically accurate weather. I know it doesn't necessarily make it the most idyllic day to be out here walking around, but I always get a charge of being able to come out here when it's raining because it's just one step closer to what things were like for those soldiers who were here, and the horror and the misery that they went through is so hard to recapture because this is so beautiful out here. It's so bucolic, so idyllic. And so I always like to come out here on the 12th and just sort of walk in those footsteps and think about how horrific the carnage was going on around me in this area back then, because it's so hard to capture it because it's so beautiful today. I'm taking a look behind me. You can see a couple of the monuments. The Confederate line is right behind me. I'm panning down, and in the area behind me now, that's the direction Confederate counterattacks were coming up in that direction. You can see behind me over in this direction the martini shaker / coffin that is the monument for Sam McGowan's South Carolinians. McGowan's going to get shot down. It'll be his 5th wound of the war as he is leading his troops up this hill behind me. I'm heading off in this direction, which we'll look at in a second. And think about, hard again to capture. You've got these sort of mounds of earth behind me. But these were breastworks. They were breast high. This was Virginia clay, so it was filling up with this rainwater. It was just mud and awful. And McGowan's men are using the traverses to kind of make their way traverse by traverse. They call them hog pens, hog pen by hog pen, upward into this area now behind me. And that's where federal reinforcements were flooding up over the works, taking advantage of the cover offered by a ravine that's on the other side to keep out of the line of fire. And that ravine, cutting in a diagonal across the field, really sort of acts as a funnel and sends them up in this direction. So that's why this area in particular becomes sort of the vortex of the fight, because you have Confederate reinforcements coming now from that direction here, now that I've swung the camera around, and Federals coming in from behind us over there. As I walk up in this direction, just to kind of get a better view of the field in front of us, I don't want to walk on the earthworks themselves, but we'll be able to see out into the field a little bit. Behind me, you might be able to see that little marker right there. That marks the spot of the 22-inch oak tree that was felled by small arms fire. You can see the stump of that still on display in the Smithsonian Institution. And imagine so many bullets flying through the air here that they can chop down trees, not by artillery fire, but by small arms fire. It's just crazy. I'm going to kind of swing the camera here so you can see out into that field. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful area today, and the scene of such horrendous carnage 155 years ago today. I'm glad to be able to come out here and walk in these footsteps and enjoy this beautiful spot. From here you can also look up in the direction in which Emory Upton had his breakthrough on May 10th. Confederate counterattacks on May 12th kind of swept down from that curve in the road into this direction. There have been a lot of Federal troops pinned out into this field on the 12th in the rain. Because it's the 155th anniversary of the Battle of Spotsylvania Courthouse and it is raining today, we have historically accurate weather, as I like to say. It rained throughout the battle. And I can only imagine what those 22 hours must have been like in the pouring rain. I'm just going to take a few minutes and share some scenes of the battlefield here so that you can kind of get a chance to look around with me. As I tell tour groups when they come out here, the sacrifice of the men who fought and suffered and died here makes it possible for us to be out here today. And so please, I invite you to take a few minutes and think about those men and the sacrifice they made and what that enabled for us today. I'm Chris Mackowski for Emerging Civil War here at the Spotsylvania Battlefield.